guys, welcome back to my channel. We're back in my room again as usual. Oh my god, like guys, we're almost at 600 subscribers, so thank you so much, all of you guys. And for the first time, I kept my promises. I'm posting every day, which I have done, but we're gonna try to make this video as short as possible. As you get, so I'm gonna be talking about how 2023 is really bad for me and how I distance myself from people, and I'm still doing how I was able to find my happiness through everything that was happening, literally how we got there, how we got from like where we were to how we are now, like so much better. That's what we're gonna be talking about. So now before we get into the video, to like, subscribe, and turn this post notification, and let's get to one video. Whoa. But anywho, now let's get into this video. Let's actually be serious, because I've been actually avoiding talking about this. I've been avoiding talking about it at all. Like, it was not in my mind. I've been avoiding talking about it. I'll be back. As I was saying, at the beginning of the 2023, if you guys already know, as you can see, I'm not in my room as I used to be into, but I moved out of my parents' house. But it wasn't just like that. There was a lot of process that went into it, and a lot of things that went into it people didn't get to see or think. I wanted to like update you guys, like show you what was going on, but I couldn't. It became more personal than it needed to be. Okay, so I remember what type of month, like I'll say like 4 months, my family decided to move to a different city. They moved to different city. I'm not gonna say for their own privacy kind of stuff, but they decided to move to a different city, which I wasn't interested in going there. I didn't want to move there. I was not having it all. Like, I even told my mom, I kept telling her. I think at the beginning she thought I was joking, like I was just, messing around with her, that I didn't want to go. But she finally realized I didn't want to go when they actually started packing everything, and I was like, I'm not interested in going, and kind of stuff. The process through all that, it was a lot. So they got the house there, and they were just moving the stuff. And at that time, thank God I had a car, because if I didn't, I would be homeless right now. So I was told, I actually know, I asked my mom, I asked her, I was like, can you help me to find a place? Because she's good at all that kind of stuff. I've always depended on her with a lot of things. So I was like, okay, maybe she's gonna help me, but I thought she was gonna help me and all that kind of stuff. But when I was told, like, I put all my stuff in my car and all that kind of stuff, right? When my dad found out I wasn't moving with them, he was where we lived. He was at the new house. That's where he was staying at, because he was working there at the same time. He stopped talking to me. Not a word, not a hi or how are you, none of that stuff. I didn't hear any of that from him. It really hurt me, but I was cool with it. I was like, he'll come around, like I'll go around, kind of stuff. But he never did. So we're gonna put my dad aside, because we just stopped talking from there. And then let's get back to my mom. So my mom still worked at the city that I live in now. She still worked here that time. So when I stayed with her, thank God I was able to stay with her at her friend's house, which was a nightmare. Like, I'm grateful that I had a place to stay until I found my own place. But let me tell you, it was a nightmare. It was so bad. It was traumatized. I wanted to cry and all that kind of stuff. So when I went to stay with her, I found out I had to, I wanted to find my place before they moved, but it was impossible. I was having a hard time finding a place. Like, I'll go to this place. Oh, no, it's 20 minutes from my work. I'm like, that's impossible. Or they won't even give me the place. I don't know why. So when I went to stay with this woman, she was really nice and really sweet and kind of stuff. But her kids were different. They were a lot more different. But yeah, in their own way. So I remember actually, I got along with all her kids except the girl, whatever kind of stuff. But I remember I was told I had to share them with my mom. That's where everything hit me. I was like, this is bad. This isn't good. This isn't great. Right? Because I at that point, like, I had anxiety, panic attacks, which my mom didn't know, because at the same time she always had to find a way, like, things she said to me that were like really bad give me like pressure. I feel like I was being pressured kind of stuff. So I remember like sharing a room with her was hard. It was really hard. At the second day I had to share a room with her. Like, she came to pick me up from work. One time I didn't drive, so she came to pick me up from work. And don't mind, this place was like 40 minutes from my workplace. I was driving in the car, like, she's talking to me, all that kind of stuff. And I just stayed quiet. I just stayed quiet because it was so bad. Like, I didn't know what to say. I just wanted to go home. If what I remember being in that room, like, she was sleeping, she was on her phone, and I'm this, and I was scared to move because I was sitting at the wall, so I was like even scared to move or talk to her, have her word with her. I was so scared. I just started crying. I was crying, and she was like right there. She didn't even notice I was crying, but I was crying. I was like, God, make this stop. Like, get me out of here. I would do anything to get out of here, right? So that was hard. Like, I just wanted to call, and I didn't have anybody to call to, like, to talk to you about this. That was the bad thing. Like, a lot of people go through this stuff. If you don't have, and a lot of people don't have anyone to talk to, which is really sad, because I was one of those people. I was so scared, so to distance myself away from people. So after that, my mom moved. She finally moved there. Some things were said that should not have been said now. You know, some words were, I said some things, she said some things that were not been said now, like, she just kind of were like in a bad term. But like, I knew this was the best for me. Moving out was the best for me, for as a person and my mental health and everything, because I was very traumatized as a kid. Like, I went through a lot, so much that nobody even knows. Like, they will never know in the future. But anyway, when she moved out, me and the girl that I stayed with, we never got along. Like, we stopped getting along really bad. She was very controlling. Because at the point I just started staying in her room, because her brother had to stay back. She had to go back in his room, and I wasn't finding a place anytime sooner, right? But I loved her mom. She was really amazing. She was really nice, right? So during that process, all my clothes were in my car, and I only had like one outfit to wear, like, through the whole day. So I tried avoiding going anywhere because I didn't have anything to wear, and I didn't want to unpack everything because that would be hard, right? So I remember like avoiding going to church, which I still don't do now, but that's also like a personal choice. It's not because I don't want to go there. There's always a reason to why someone doesn't want to go somewhere or do anything, right? I have my own reason why, and it's not for me to like put it out there, like, for people to know or to talk about this person so they know whatever kind of stuff, blah blah. Like, going to church also, like, that became hard for me. But not only that, like, me moving out of my parents, it gave me the power to like choose to go or not, which I definitely am looking for another church to go to, you know, somewhere I can actually be happy and be excited. Not that I wasn't happy. I was happy, but it's just that I was pushed into it. I was like pushed into it. Like, I was pushed into it, and it just didn't feel right for me. Like, I want to go back when I know, like, okay, this is good for me, this is right for me, this is what I want. Now someone else telling me, oh, this is what you need, this is what you have to do. That's not what I want. I want to go back once I feel like this is who I am. I'm gonna commit to this. I have accepted and all that kind of stuff. Because at the beginning I wasn't. I feel like I was doing stuff to impress people. Like, that's what I was in. Like, I was doing stuff to impress people. And then every time I was at home, I have anxiety, and I'm like crying. I'm like, oh, I can't breathe. I'm having a hard time breathing. I wasn't happy. Like, I was never happy. Like, that's one thing I can say. I was never happy when I was doing all that kind of stuff. You know, living with my parents, going to school, being at church. Never happy. I didn't know who I was. Like, I wanted to find myself. I wanted to know who I was, what I wanted to do with my life, the next step in my life. But in order to do that, I needed to escape the environment I was in. I needed to leave. So that I was being able to give, when my mom gave me that chance to be able to do that, I knew I had to take it instead of going there and being stuck there ever again. I needed to leave, and that was the only way. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't be able to even communicate with you guys, because I couldn't. There was no time. There was never time. There's always something wrong that needed to be done, and kind of stuff. So I was never happy, and I work a lot of work. Like, I remember my boss was always worried about me, because he was worried about me a lot, because I was having anxiety attack, panic attack all the time. If someone would yell at me, I would just be crying. Not only then, during that period of time that it was happening all the time, I went to a doctor. I had medicine which I was taking. I started taking it every day when I go to work to calm my pressure down, that kind of stuff. Then we had like family problems, personal family problems, and that just came with it. And I was just like, and then I was put in the middle of it, and I was like, oh my god, this is nightmare, this is nightmare. That's the point where my parents started talking to me again, right? Even my dad, he started talking to me again. I was like, this is good, we're talking again, right? But not in a good reason, not a good way. They were like, you're taking this person's side, or you're taking that person's side. That's the thing. When kids are involved in like parent stuff, it's so hard, because I never wanted my siblings to go through that, but obviously they did already, and I couldn't stop it. I wasn't there, I was never there, and that made me feel really bad that I wasn't there. And I wanted to be there, but I couldn't because we were literally 2 hours apart, so I couldn't even be there, and I was at work. I remember just crying at work, like it was almost done work. I remember crying like, this is a nightmare, like, I couldn't even breathe. It was having a hard time breathing. I wasn't happy. I was scared all the time. I was scared. The environment I was in, I was being put into all the time. It was scary. I was just very traumatized with a lot of things. And every time, even though when I hear like people yelling or screaming, like memories of when I was a kid, all this stuff happening comes back, and then like my heart pressure just goes up, and I'm just like freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, it's happening, and like I'm just so scared. And it's nothing I never want for anybody. Absolutely nothing I ever want for anybody. So when during Christmas, let's get into Christmas season, I started talking to my siblings and my mom again, all kind of stuff, like there and there. But like, I'm glad we were talking again, because before it was really bad to when we weren't talking. Like, I got to spend Christmas with them, which I was really happy, really grateful. Like, good things, bad things happened, but I good memories, the good stuff we had. I bought them gifts, which I'll put a little video and show you guys out here. But yeah, I got them a gift, and I was really happy to see my siblings again, to be able to see my mom and talk things out. Even if we had like a real conversation, like to talk our feelings out, all that kind of stuff. I was just so happy that we're good. I was happy that we're good. Like, she has accepted that I'm not moving back. She has accepted that. So I was really happy, and I'm really grateful for my mom, actually. She's a really good person. Like, even people try to come after my mom, she's really nice. I think all she wanted was for my own protection. Well, best for me. She was scared for me to go out in the real world and see it, kind of stuff. That's what she was scared. But once you get to my mom, she's absolutely the sweetest person I've ever met. She's really nice to everybody and helps a lot of people. So I never understood why people always try to come after her or whatever kind of stuff. But yeah, during Christmas, I was talking, and I started to become more happier. Like, once I moved to myself, I started to become more happier. So a lot of things happened in 23. Even most of the stuff I can't say it on camera, but I hated 2023 so bad. And I always would say that, I'm always gonna say it. It traumatized me. It ruined my life. So when going to the new year, at the end of the new year month, I started to find myself happiness. I cut people off. I stopped talking to people. I stopped talking to guys, all my friends, all that kind of stuff. I felt like back in then, since I was being traumatized, I felt like I needed someone to love me, because I've never experienced that type of love. Like, someone loving me, I've never experienced that. So I was really desperate for someone to love me, so I can feel how I felt to be in love, right? By your parents or your guys. So I wanted someone to love me, and I tried to make that look like it was my parents loving me. Like, that's what I felt, kind of stuff. So, and then when y'all hate me, I was like, no, this isn't right. This is not gonna work. You need something new. I cut people off. When I say I cut people off, I had like one of my friends call me. He's like, oh my god, where have you been? Like, you have not been anywhere. Like, you don't text nobody, you don't call anybody. Like, yeah, that's what I was doing. I wasn't calling nobody, I wasn't texting nobody. I cut everyone off. I was ignoring everybody, to the point I started ignoring my parents too, to find my own happiness. I started seeing a therapist. Actually, I saw a therapist, and it felt so good to have someone to talk to with all these problems. Because with your friends, if you went through something like this, you're not able to communicate with them with all that kind of, with all this type of stuff. So it felt really good to me. I got to talk to a therapist. I found my happiness. Like, I'm so much more happy. Like, even now I still get like anxiety attack. It's not like an everyday thing. It's like, you know, once a month or like twice a month. Like, yeah, but it's not all the time, and it's not as bad as used to. Because no, yeah, I'm still finding myself, and I'm still finding my peace through communicate. Like, being able to talk to, like, on a camera, it's so much better for me. Like, you guys know, like, I post Saturday and Sunday every day, and it's so good for me, and I'm just so happy about it. Because now I'm really more happy. I'm like, I have cut off my life. I totally, like, wish you guys nothing but the best. Like, you guys did nothing wrong. You guys said nothing wrong to me. Like, I just needed do my own thing. I needed to get away from that environment. In order for me to be happy, I needed to leave that environment. Like, I was really close to a lot of people from my school, like, from places. I talk to them every day, which I don't do anymore. And I truly am sorry. You guys did not do anything wrong. Like, I will come back, but for now, it's like, be by myself, find who I am, talk to few people, you know, talked before actually, and I feel so much comfortable with who I am and who I'm becoming. Even people are like, oh, you're doing too much and kind of stuff. No, that makes me happy. Like, that's what makes me happy. And if you have a problem with it, I am so sorry. I honestly apologize, but that's who I am, and that's what makes me happy. If you can accept it, I'm really sorry. You don't have to watch me. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to see my face. Like, it's normal as that. Even if I miss a lot of my friends, like, that I used to talk to and see, but I know it's good for me. Like, I'm happier now. Like, I'm so happier. But we're gonna cut this video short really soon, but I wish everybody the best, nothing but the best. But this is who I am. I'm finding myself. You will be seeing me on the internet a lot more. Like, I post every Saturday and Sunday, sometimes during the weekends. So yeah. But now I talk to my mom like we're best friends, and I talk to my dad, I talk to my siblings, everybody. Me and my mom are really close now, which I'm really happy. This has helped me to figure out who I am, and just being happier. That also has helped me, because we talk every single day, we're like best friend now, which I love, because I never thought I'll be so close to my mom like that, and we'll be able to have a conversation like that, the conversation we have now. I never thought myself that me and my mom have those type of conversation, but I'm really happy we do, because being closer to your mom is the best thing ever. And your sister, like, I talk to my sister, like, me and my sister would fight like there and there, but like me, like, but now I really talk to my sister. Like, I'm able to, like, take photos with them, take pictures with them, which is something we never did. We kind of just hated each other, and I just didn't want to be a part of their life. But now I'm just so happy I'm able to do all that and kind of stuff. And you guys do, like, see them on my YouTube channel a lot of times, but you guys also my Instagram, but you guys don't see my brothers a lot. I try to keep their personal life private, and I try to keep my two little brother on social media as possible. Even there, sometimes they might see it, but now, like, in 23, I used to post them. Like, in 2024, you will never see my two youngest brother on, like, social media, because they're so young, but it's also not for them. They don't like being in the industry. They don't like being on camera. So, like, you will never see them on my social media, my two little brother, unless they feel comfortable enough to come in. Because a lot of people always say, oh, like, you love your sister more, like, you always show them more, because they like it. They like being on camera. They like being posted. They like taking pictures and videos, that kind of stuff. My brothers don't. So, like, in 2024, you in my YouTube channel, guys. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and channels, post notifications, and goodbye. Love you all.